This is a PE exam number 1, by the way, because the book has 2 exams, okay? And the exam you are going to get, the mock exam, will be completely different from these, okay? Something new. So don't say that I will give you the same problems. No, something, okay? But the same concept. I'm not going to invent anything, but if we are mastering the concept, we will be able to okay? Water flows by gravity from a reservoir A. The problem on the actual exam is not easy as the NCAAS. The 7 problems we solved it, they were, okay, this is reservoir A, and the elevation here is 340 feet to a reservoir B, as in boy. And the elevation here is 270 through a system of cast iron pipes. The characteristics of the pipe, the length is given, L is given to be 2,500 feet. The diameter D is given, D is equal 24 inches. And the friction factor F, here we go, F, is 0.02. He did not tell me that this friction factor F, as given in the NCAAS, this is not Hazen-Williams coefficient of friction. Do you remember? It was in the problem, say Hazen-Williams. Here he said the friction factor. But I know friction factor is used, okay, for Hazen-Williams in order to get the friction losses, as we know. So this is Hazen-Williams. Sorry, Darcy-Weisbach. I mixed Darcy. Did I say Hazen-Williams? I'm sorry. Darcy. Forgive me. Darcy-Weisbach. The other one is say Darcy-Weisbach coefficient of friction, and here it is without the Darcy-Weisbach. Okay. So the minor losses equivalent to a length of 55 feet. There are some minor losses here. The entrance and the exit, and maybe there are some valves. We don't know. Minor losses. And the minor losses, as you know, the minor losses can be calculated, and I have some problems in my book. It is the C V square over 2G. This is how we calculate it. C is the losses coefficient. And as you can see here, look to the units. C is dimensionless quantity, and V is feet per second. Is this correct? And okay, and what is G? Okay, feet per second square. Okay, so this is going to be squared. So this will be feet square per second square, and they have feet per second square. Second square will cancel with the second square, and the feet will cancel with the one of this, and the end result here is going to be what? Feet. So the minor losses, it will come in feet. How many feet did I lose? And this is why when you design a pipe system for a house or for a factory or for whatever it is, you need to consider that how many feet of loss in the minor losses, and you have to add that to, because this you are going to add it to the horsepower of the pipe of the pump. Sorry, the horsepower of the pump. The pump has to push the water certain height. You add the losses, the minor and major losses, to the height that we need to pump the water through. Okay, so I just be careful. Units are very, very important. And okay, so here he did not ask you to calculate. He gave you this, and he said that the flow rate is most nearly. The flow rate is Q, and the Q is equal V times A. Do you agree with me? Okay. Do I know the area? Oh, piece of case, because the diameter is given by d square over 4. The area is equal by d square over 4. Or, by the way, by r square. Don't hesitate to write it. So I need V. He told me Darcy-Weisbach. Do you remember Darcy-Weisbach equation? H sub L or H sub F is equal to L over D, V square over 2G, and this is F. This is the equation that I gave you. This is V dash what? V dash 51. Sometimes, by the way, if I were you, I will write the equation number and I say page so and so, if you like. But if you know where is the equation, where it is located, this will make easier for you during the exam to locate the page number or the equation number, if you are interested to write that. Okay, and this is something that I encourage you to do. Good. So in this case, do I know H sub F? Okay. F is given, L is given, D is given, 2G is given. HF, what is HF? This elevation here is 340. And this elevation here is 270. How much did I lose through the friction due to this is equal to 340 feet, which is a difference in head. This is 270. This is the H sub F, is equal to F is given to be the 0.02. L is given is 2500. And you will say, wait a second, 2500 only? Or I have to add the 55 feet. And this is another trick, the minor losses. If you put the 2500, you will find an answer over there matches, and this is a mistake. Okay, because this is the total loss. Okay, so the pipe is not 55, is not 2500 only. No, it does have additional length. He gave it you what is. This is what I was telling you, that the equation is here. Okay, so divided by D. D is equal what? D is the 24, which is 2 feet. V square over 2G. G is equal what? 32.2. And this is the most difficult part of the equation. So this is equal to 340 minus this will give you what? 70 feet. And if you do all this, let me do it very quick. So it is 32, to see who is faster, 32.2, enter, 2 times inverse 0.02 times, and 2555 times. So I got here is 0.3 967 V square, and this will give me V is equal to 70 times, take a square root. I got V of 13.28 feet per second. This is my answer. Here it is, 13.28. Agree or disagree? I didn't finish yet. I told you Q is equal V times A. I didn't finish. So I said, after getting this, I said a Q, as our friend said, a Q is equal V times A. So V is equal 13.28 times the area, which is by D square over 4. D is 2 by D square over 4. And if we do this calculation, so in this case, if you call by and times, so I got 41.72. 41.7298 CFS. And this is what I got. Here it is. That's correct. It is the same. I'm coming to, okay, but as I told you, when I wrote the equation, I wrote it twice. Well, okay, and I said V-51, it does have Q built in. Okay, but I did it in 2 steps to raise this question. Okay, and again, our friend is saying that the equation V-51, the one we talked about, it does have another format, which is one in terms of V and one in terms of Q. Okay, and I did derive this equation, or I told you about it, if I'm not mistaken. So the equation our friend is referring to, which is this one here, which is, here it is. And is V, even I wrote it here, Q is equal V. So you can use this or this, it's up to you. So you can get the Q directly, okay, without calculating the V. V is an intermediate step, but if you ask what is V, this is the equation. If you would like to go one more step and calculate Q as V times A, as shown here, or if you like to use this equation directly, I have no problem with that. In fact, all these things are useful information. So in this case, I have alternates, and this is what, by the way, I ask you to ask yourself, or you ask me, is there any other method? Is there any other method or other way to do it? Always for, is there any other way, or there is a shortcut? Okay, so in this case, you can say that why I'm doing all this, I can say that it is the H sub F, which is 340 minus the 270 is equal to the 8 F L divided by G by square D to the 5th a Q square. And this is the same equation V-51. Makes sense? So in this case, I can do it, and don't forget the L. It will be the same 2500 plus the 55. So don't ignore the minor losses, because the minor losses is part of the, okay? So far so good?